Here, you like me, and when it's warmer, you like sleeping out open and not necessarily confined inside of a tent, but also know that sometimes a hammock's not a viable option. If so, stick around, because today we're going to look at this OneTigris double tent that's just a big bug net. Okay, so when you get this, it comes in this little compression sack. It does actually fit in here pretty nicely. There's nothing overly tight about it. I do have to write on the front of it which one this is, because I've got a couple different versions of it. And this keeps me from accidentally taking the wrong one on an outing here. It's just lets me know it's the 2-person net. So we open this up. I have a ridge line up in the top of it. This tent can be deployed either with a ridge line or with trekking poles or sticks. I'm actually going to go through and use these expandable batoning kind of tent poles. We'll pull these out. These do not come with it. I bought this secondarily. Then also in here, I have a small pouch that is our tent stakes, and we're really only gonna need 6 to put this up with the trekking poles. Then we've got the tent itself. So I'm just leafing this out, and I'm really paying attention to what side is the zippered door on. You're going to have a door on one of the long sides and then both of the short sides, and I'll show you those in a moment. Once I decide which side is correct, and this is actually my door side, I'm just going to pull out and start staking things down here. And you can see when I stake these out, we've got this deep wale over here. That's what I was talking about. So you get about 4 inches of wale here. Just going to do the staking here, and we'll move to the other side and pull it taut. Grab the next corner, pull it out, and now I'm just going to do the same on the other 2 sides. It's actually a super simple tent to put up. With it really just being sort of the 4 stakes on the actual tent, and then 2 to stand it up, makes for it pretty fast. Now when it comes to adding the poles to stand it up, you have these little tie outs here. So you can tie from here. If you're going on the ridge line, I'm actually going to push my little tent poles themselves inside this webbing right here. It seems to be a lot more secure. So again, I use these elastic loops over here for my ridge line, but then I use the actual webbing for the tent poles. So it kind of gives me 2 options there. Toss one of those over there, one tracking pole over there, and I'm just popping this little stopper off so that I can get to the spike, and then we're going to put that through there and then pop the topper back on there. I'm just going to extend and telescope this out. And Topo is very curious about what we're doing. She thinks we're ready to go camping again. So once I have this hooked, threaded through them, go ahead and just cap that. And then I'm just going to pull it down through here. We're going to pull our shelter out. Just going to pull our shelter out straight and stake it down. Then we're going to roll over and do the other side. Telescope my pole out, pop the top, reach over here, grab that webbing, straighten the towel out, push it up taut, put the pole down, grab my webbing and straighten it out. Tent itself is up. A couple things going on here. So we've got our the way they've got the tub webbed and set up, just by pulling it out taut, it makes it stand up, so you get that nice deep tub inside there. You have coming along the bottom all the way across and up these big huge ample doors inside here. These actually show up on both sides. So not only can you zip it from the sides, but you can also zip it from the very front, and it opens up nice and wide there. It's pretty darn large inside here. It's definitely plenty room for 2 backpacking cots or just 2 ground pads. Gives you plenty of room to also sit up. I'm 6 foot. Got probably at least a good 1.5 foot of clearance to the top of my head to the top of the tent. Plenty of room to stretch out with all of my gear and not to feel too cluttered. So when Topo and I are both camping together, there's plenty of room for both of us in here, and usually all of my gear too. She doesn't take a full-size pad. I'll usually take a accordion style pad and fold it in half. She sleeps on it. I sleep on a full size, and then all of my gear just goes on the other side where she's at. Plenty of room to spread out. We're not ever on top of one another when we're in here camping. When it's hot, we can both spread out without being, just completely on top of one another. So, because I like sleeping exposed, this actually has worked really well for us, where if we don't want to do like a hammock or something or a full-size tent, this works quite nicely. Keeps all the critters out. Haven't had issues with mosquitoes and flies and bugs and all that fun jazz, but we still get all the air circulation that kind of goes along with a nice summer. So one other thing along the top, you do have tie outs in here so that you can roll this door up and leave it completely open if you'd like. And you can also, if you're using the RightLine, you got room to expand it and hold it up here too. Just keep the sag down. But quite honestly, I've been able to tie it out nicely enough that I really haven't had an issue with the sag. Okay, so let's talk specifics on this tent. Right this moment on Amazon, it's selling for just under $65. This is going to end up being about 2.4 pounds with the stakes and all of that fun stuff in the compression sack. It's going to be about 6.5 feet long. It is listed as 4.9 feet wide, so it's pretty darn wide. Like I said, it's definitely big enough for you to go through and put two people in pretty comfortably. And then that from floor to the arch height inside is going to be 4.2 feet. So again, all right guys, hopefully you found that beneficial. I use this setup pretty often in the warmer months if a hammock's not viable, or if I'm trying to keep the dog with me and let her run around and enjoy the outing too, without trying to pack her into the hammock, because she will not sit still in the hammock. I'm going to throw a link to pick this up on Amazon down in the description below if you want to check it out. If you've been looking for something similar to this, this is the 2-person version. They make a 1-person version, and I've also got a 1-person version that I use inside of my poncho shelter. They've all worked really good. Been quite pleased with them in the whole scheme of things. And so if you're in the market, go check it out, and might just fit the bill for you as well. As always, if you're out on the trail watching this video right now, just remember, left foot, right foot, repeat. We'll see you out there soon. On one long side and then on both short sides. So it's like are you done? Topo's coming to visit. Hey, get over here. Get over here.